Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. Dogbo333, and welcome back to Tartaron 4, New and Last Days of Europe, as the Siberian National State, and our probably finale episode. In fact, I'm making it the finale episode. I'm not stopping until this ends. Last video, we started consolidating our control over Central Siberia over here, and we're preparing for our push westwards. The inevitable push, but a push that will still be difficult. So yeah, it's gonna be a little difficult. But we still have some time to prepare for it. And I mean, they're not even done over here, which if they take long enough, they might still be caught up in fighting Samara. Sverdlovsk at least. And if that's the case, only have to take these guys out, then retake these guys. If they take them out near the end, they're not going to have enough time to get cores on all this, so we only have to take these VPs. Might be a little optimistic or premature to start thinking like that, but hey, a man can dream, you know? Anyway, gonna go ahead and do We've Come So Far. From the darkest days of the Vol's residence at Zaya to the conquest of the splitters and communists until now, as a free all-Russian army parades down the streets of Novosibirsk, the RFP has done well for itself. Something whispered that Vols himself is surprised, if not happy, about all of what he's done in his administration has accomplished. There's still plenty to do, but there's also plenty to celebrate. The Vols has already begun forging a free, strong, independent Russia. It's important to reflect back upon all that Konstantin Radzevsky has done for his people. We're not gonna get any good increases anytime soon. It's really our military spending that's screwing us. What are you gonna do? As he did every morning before school, Andrei turned on the small television and sat down and watched while his mother prepared breakfast. On a normal day, he would watch his favorite program, but today was not a normal day. Today, the airwaves across the state had been preempted for a speech by the Vols, Konstantin Radzevsky. Andrei had recently reached the age where he was required to join the little ones, and so he'd been made very well of what the Vols had done for Russia, for Russians like him. It'd been a political awakening, and Andrei had taken to it with great enthusiasm. Indeed, he was likely to become one of the youngest junior leaders in his section. As the Vols spoke of yet more recent triumphs, Andrei could feel his chest swell with pride. This man, this visionary, had taken a stand against the mongrels, the traitors, the foreigners, and the parasites, and emerged victorious against them all, shaped a strong nation for boys like Andrei to grow strong in. And Andrei knew now that there were no greater figures to emulate, no greater positions to aspire to, even if there was only one man who could ever fill it. His mother called him for breakfast, interrupting the Vols' words, and Andrei screamed at her to be quiet. He could not, would not, miss a word. The Vols spoke for them all, his senior leader had told him, so it was their duty to always listen. Andrei would listen. Andrei would obey. Andrei would teach others to do the same. And one day Andrei would meet the great Vols. He would find a way. He would prove himself worthy. The greatness of the Vols cannot be denied. The artillery and support equipment. So editing. I'll start editing these guys. Get the traditional 20 widths, as well as some logistics companies. That actually gets them ready to deploy right off the bat, which is nice. How did we get here? This question had been in the mind of the Vols for days. He'd grown immense violence in Blagoveshchensk and fled from his home at 18. Now, after nearly 50 years of struggle, he returned. He thought he would have returned in chains after betrayal by the Japanese or Bolshevik sympathizers or sold out by his own, like that traitor Matkovsky. But instead, he returned to Caesar, at the head of an army of the true. He still fondly remembered his years in Irene, waiting for an opportunity, sniffing out traitors and Jews to give them what they deserved. But age had dulled his desire for such indulgences, and the wild ambience of Harbin given away to the former Communist Party headquarters in Novosibirsk. The bitter cold of desolate Zaya had left as well, and the warmth of the heated office gave his aged body comfort in his duties. The struggles of those days, 40 years in exile, made him stronger and those who served with him, but little of that violent predictable psychopath, had also grown into an effective soldier for National Socialism through years of hard living. Yes, it was the exile that separated the ones who would remain true to National Socialism from the self-serving power seekers, the Petlins of the world. The bastard who had sent back years, stolen his woman, and wasted thousands of Russian lives in a futile struggle against the inevitable rise of the one boss. The struggle would have to continue for Russia to survive. The mewing of a cat interrupted his thoughts, and the vase took it into his arms, stroking its soft fur as he thought of coming victories. And what of the future? We have so much left to do. Even if we recognize how far the RFP has come, it's still not enough. To our west wave of the Jewish puppets and Bolshevik remnants, further than them are the perfidious Germans, themselves little more than a broken people, clinging to a system they refuse to admit that they failed maintaining. The Vaz's work is cut out for them, and by extension for the people of Russia have their work cut out for them. Unification of Motherland is paramount, and the crossing of the Urals will be no small task. And beyond our unification lies the next great challenge, Germany. We shall not waver, we shall not rest. Our purpose, almost fatalistic in its inevitability, is to restore the lost glory to our motherland, for God, nation, and labor. We got bettering into year now, so we'll swap that in. Yeah. Do some border industrialization. The ministers had been assembled, discussion had been had, preparations had been made, and at the end of it all, long into the night, Voss stood alone in the conference room, overlooking the table. Typed documents cluttered the surfaces of the table, outlining troop movements and supply lines, but Voss had given attention to the map. Borders of old Russia, picked at by the vultures of Japan, and, above all, Germany. The western weaklings would fall first, then Muscovian and the borders would be restored. And then perhaps we would march further and show the German degenerates how far they had fallen from their true path. The Vaz grasped for the bottled life side open with practiced ease, and then his thoughts raced. Memories of a half-century in exile, the battles of reunification wars, the end of betrayed Makovsky, and knowledge of what he needed. Strength. He had been a weakened cripple, relying on the crutches of other fascists and alcohol to make it here. And as he advanced, they had been kicked away by him one by one. Mitkovsky, the traitor, the violent thugs Shekarev and Bolotov. And now this destructive, pitiable habit had become unnecessary. All self-doubt had left his mind. Traitors would quell before him, and not dare to enact their plots. The armies of a true would only obey his command, marching to Moscow, and maybe even onwards. The Voz stood alone, unflinching and imperious. The bottle gave a solid clink as he forcefully set it upon the table, and screwed the cap back on. Not today. The name of Voz, we advance. Well, time to do this stuff now. You know the drill. Nope. So looks like we're gonna have a full conflict. We need to increase that. It's going to be very important at the very least to make sure all that looks good. Supply over here seems to be lacking. Yeah, Jesus, it's not looking good at all. Okay, we'll rush that. Probably rush that to the top. Supply hubs. Probably do a supply hub up here, methinks. Yeah. We'll up that in priority. And we know the deal from here. Can't research that, right? I'll just research these. So I think we're pretty covered at this point. And there the Germans go, still holding on the Congo. And the West Africans have fallen. The Pan-Africans have won. Very, very interesting. Can do that, I guess. Yeah. Kind of maxed out troop-wise. As far as we can... At least as far as we can keep expanding and building out. Better research facilities. Nice. Administrative efficiency. Nice. Get to modern infrastructure, agriculture soon. Same with some not dog shit healthcare, hopefully. Oh. I had a brain fart for a moment, but I remembered that the Toronto Accord is that's the the Thousand Week Reich faction, not the TNO faction. So I was like, what the fuck happened? But no, we're good. Oh, the Western capitalists are good, rather. Gotta remember who I'm talking about. Pan-African community. Very interesting. Orders collapsing into Egypt as well. They haven't cored up this yet, but I have a feeling by the time we're ready to go to war and all that, it will be cored. Black gold, red sand. Although granted, they can only core so much of this at a time. Like, core that one, for example. Well, that's annoying. Oh, it's a good thing we have better health quality for that guy. Spread, we thank thee. That's another thing. The better healthcare is going to help us. America's apparently not... Yeah. America did not step in there. That is interesting. Liberia and Sierra Leone have these new leaders, their new flags. Mendy, I guess, not Sierra Leone. Don't know quite what the difference is, but... And one of my professors last year, he was originally from Sierra Leone. So it's a little interesting to know a little bit of the a little bit more about that part of the world than I did before. Well, here we go with that. That going. Production units, structure, do the manpower. Trying to figure out why exactly the supply's not gotten better here. I'll try expanding it out. Republican victory in Yemen, interesting. Not sure who this guy is. Christian conservatism. I haven't seen that one before. Interesting. I mean, as long as Russia stays democratic, or Brazil stays democratic, I don't know if there's a really bad path for them. These guys versus Botswana. Uh-oh. They're still haven't cored some of this. A new order in Thailand. Hey, that's the name of the mod. Saudis are going through it, it seems. What was I going to do? Probably infiltrate Russian institutions. I don't know if we'll be able to push. Well, we still got some colonies. They're starting to core the rest of this. Yeah, I think it looks like I've just about cored all of this. Well, it was gonna be a bit of a push if we could to get all that done. Luckily, we got our supply figured out. I think the important thing is we got it coming along. Our economy is doing well. I'm just gonna go ahead. I've used a bunch of cheats this session. There we go. Yeah, our economy is doing well. Shah of Iran is assassinated. Sucks to be that guy, am I right? Advance our developmental phase. Honestly, might as well just strike him. I mean, worst case scenario. Another mass defection will hit them. Make things quicker for us. CHP is taking control with a left Kemalism. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Alright, I guess there's plain stuff we could work on. It's probably too late to get any of it, really. We also have planes we need to deploy. Shit. There we go. And it's actually, it's looking okay to start with. Pushes up north are doing a lot better, notably. Any promotions we can give these guys? Not really. Onwards we go. It's kind of working. We have manpower on them for sure. We've taken Omsk. That's pretty cool. Nice way to start. Yeah. Actually kicking their ass. Pleasantly surprised about that, not gonna lie. Yeah. Dumbbell guy sent me a message. The Yemens are taking over. They actually get cores on this. That's interesting. That's interesting to see. Okay. I don't think they used to be able to get cores on that. So seeing that is a interesting development. 36, and then fuck it, we're not gonna get anything else done anytime soon. Fly, you cowards! There we go. I guess I didn't get them deployed. There we go. Well, we are starting to lose some guys outright. Casualties are starting to be a bit more even than anything. We'll hold out for a bit. We'll stop pushing. If they want to push in, we'll let them do that. We could give some of these guys some promotions. So let's see what we... Infantry expert, of course. Classic. Sky. We'll do improv expert. Free civilian factories. Let's go ahead and work on... some of the infrastructure out here is pretty bad. Especially here, Jesus. Did they not get anything to develop Tuva? Oop. Freedom beckons. Try pushing again. We'll just keep... we'll keep going until we can't... or we don't need to. I think think once we get past the Urals, it might just be a easy sweep from here. I mean, shit, it's already kind of an easy sweep. Oh, autosave. Move to snag all that. If you take that. Move into there. I don't know what your idea there is, buddy, but okay. We've taken their capital. If I had to guess, our best move. And it's probably a move we can do right now. Just, we'll see if we can get some quick encirclements off. Though I don't even know if we'll need to do encirclements at this rate. There we go. Not quite there yet. Not quite there. The capital is there, but I also know Samar has a bunch of victory points condensed in this one area. So if we can take the rest of them, not just for you. I need to be careful with that next one. The right idea. I just don't quite know if we have the ability to execute it. Although we have plenty of opportunities over here to capture some more victory points and knock them out. So I'm not even too worried about that. If we can run in and take Vorkuta. That's a 7 victory points right there. I like the idea of that, but I don't think that's needed. Just need to do a VP rush at this point. I think once we take Perm, we might have this. Yep. Yeltsin has proven to be unable to stop the fall of the rise of fascism. Insert current political commentary here. We'll core up as much of that as we can, which isn't too much. And it's time, boys. We've made it. It's time to reunify the motherland. The long, dark shadow of Konstantin Radzevsky and his Russian Fascist Party of the Far East seems to have capped itself further. Today, in a grand speech on the balcony of a parliament building in New Sisolak, the so-called Vols of Russia announced Russian reunification. With disturbing reports of atrocities committed upon Jews within Russia, it seems that Radzevsky's control of a nation has already been cemented. Bizarre threats of the RFP's vision for Russia have become an increasingly frightening reality as Radzevsky's forces swarmed westwards. His speech announced the unification of Russia also include virulent hatred towards those he referred to as, quote, the perfidious Germans, unquote, claiming that the Germans had failed in forging a National Socialist society and called upon all true Russians to serve in what appears to be an upcoming conflict between the two fascist governments. It seems that only time will tell the future of this new national Russian state. All hail to the true one Vost. Don't bend. Don't water it down. Don't try to make it logical. Don't edit your own soul according to the fashion. Rather, follow your most intense obsessions mercilessly. Franz Kafka. No more the fool. Guessing we're getting one quick little event. In the city of Novosibirsk, a crowd gathered in the central area once known as Lenin Square, now renamed Spasovsky Square, after the late ideologue, and with the old Bolshevik statues torn down and shattered. At the center of the square, atop a quickly built stage and surrounded by armed black shirts glaring down the gathered people. My fellow Russians, Radzevsky began, all but growling out the words. At long last, all of Russia stands united under one state, one people, one Vost. Be proud of yourselves, for at last we can bring about a national rebirth and crush all those who brought us low. While some of those in the crowd looked hesitant, most cheered at this great accomplishment. After all, they reasoned, no government could be worse than the chaos that it had gone through. Could it? A wild grin on his face, Radzevsky let them cheer for a moment before signaling for them to quiet. Now, some of you might be wondering just who it was that brought the motherland to ruin. I'll tell you who it was. It wasn't part of the fault of those damn Judeo Bolsheviks, there is no denying that. However, the most deserving of the blame, of our fury, are those corrupt fascist pretenders in Berlin, corrupted by Jewish whispers and the wealth of Zion. We will crush all of them, and take back the motherland for the sake of Russia, and Russians alone. Today we rest. Tomorrow, however, we prepare to bring the fire of hell upon every German who continues to obey the orders of Jews. Even as a rare few slipped away out of fear or of disgust, the masses began to cheer once more. Their final victory was in sight, and they would deliver it to their Vols, no matter what it cost. The world waits, but the broken world waits in darkness. With renewed vigor, the Vols is ready to face whatever threat in front of him. And well, look at that. Konstantin Vladimir Radzevsky has been known by many names to people. To his detractors, he was insane. To his enemies, he was a bandit king. To his supporters, he was the Vols. He was the one that went off being to Russia. He was the one who began the crusade against the Bolshevik and the Jew. And was repaid with treachery. Traitors desecrated his vision, slaughtered his comrades, and distanced themselves from his movement. Radzevsky fell into a Great Depression, latching onto a drinking habit, and increasingly dangerous paranoia, the dark days of Zaya. But as his enemies were rooted out, and the splitters dealt with, the Bolsheviks destroyed, and the crazed cultists ground into dust, Radzevsky found his spirit renewed as the Vols, and he was reborn. Seizing more and more of Russia, he worked to shed his alcoholism, and his paranoia evaporated alongside the last of his internal enemies. Even the perfidious Germans, who the Vols had once looked upon to, showed their true colors by ignoring him. But this was not a tragedy, it was a revelation. The Vols realized that the Germans were stagnant failures who fell short in establishing their own National Socialist utopia. The Germans themselves a race of collective disappointment. The Vols learned that the Slav would not need the crutch of another. The national state, the product of Radzevsky's hard work, was the first serious step in his vision to forge a Russia strengthened by National Socialism. He marches onwards, a fire of National Socialism burning in his heart, with full confidence in the future. A National Socialist future. A Slavic future. And thus, dawn falls on the new order. Our poverty rate is barely going down again. And I don't know if it's much better than where it started at anyway. But that's neither here nor there. Well, thanks as always for watching, my friends. Finally did this one. Can go ahead and mark that as oh, they own this territory now for some reason. Okay. We can mark this as another check in the TNO history books as a series I've done. Next, if it's not up already, probably going to be Guangdong. I was thinking it was going to be Japan, but I didn't realize that Japan was the new update was going to be coming out as soon as it did. So whenever I have time, which start up school again, so it's not there's no definitive answer for that. But if or whenever I do have time, I'm playing some Guangdong and checking that out. But until next time, my friends, thanks as always for watching. My name has been Mr. Dogboat333. Like if you like this video, dislike if you didn't. If you want to keep up to date with these uploads, hit the sub button. Even hit the notification bell for uploads weekdays, as well as occasionally Saturdays. If you have any comments, feedback, concerns, suggestions, any of that sort, leave a comment section below. I read all comments again, appreciate any feedback you might have for me. If you want to go ahead and check out my links, I have a Patreon, second channel, a Discord, and a Twitch. You can check those out. And yeah, that's it for now, my friends. I thank you for watching. My name has been Mr. Dogboat333. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.